DP is with me. You know what day it is, and around this time,
Must be Tuesday.
must be Tuesday.
Must
What's
be
the deal?
Tuesday.
We are in the building, live and direct. This left-handed, right-hand piece. That's YADABEAR over there, aka Browski, aka Philly's number one. Know what I mean? We're gonna start off the show today with some sad news. One of us was supposed to go and link up with Dawn Staley today. I'm not gonna say which one. But one of us was supposed to go link up with Dawn Staley today in a little thing called the Justice Cipher Born, aka the Justice, aka the Job, got in the way. And
God,
I'll let my esteemed Code D over there tell you the rest. What's good, Beata Bear? What's
uh,
happening?
man, not much, man. It's just been a rough couple of days. The man trying to hold me down.
Oh man,
Had
not the
me
man.
all had me all working crazy. But
Mm-mm.
yeah, I missed an opportunity to see my girl Dawn at Mitchell and Ness today. She did a little signing because they had dropped the '04 Olympic jerseys. So Dawn Staley Olympic jersey had dropped today, along with Lisa Leslie's and um, the rest of the squad. 2004 U.S. Olympics team, gold medal team too. So that was that. That was something. But I'm pretty sure I'll get the opportunity to catch up with Coach Staley again.
Do you have any words for the man?
The who? The man? Man, get off my back.
I know that's right. So man, listen. We in the building, man. Down in Sports Talk, man. Tuesday nights, man. You know how we give it up. Myself and my co-D Browski out of Bears in the house. Listen, you know what we get ready to jump into.
Oh,
Um, we got a guy that everybody kind of respects and knows who he is in this sports talk thing that we do. Heavily respected. But sometimes he just kind of wants to exude his dominance and his personality all over everything. And sometimes he goes colors outside the lines. Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, we're gonna talk about you, dog. Yeah, and I know the reverse psychology is like, oh yeah, my name is in their mouth and they talking about me. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we're gonna talk about you, my dude, because I've had conversations with you, you know what I mean? Um, your baseball knowledge is severely lacking. I'm gonna say that right here on Down in Sports Talk, and I'll stand on business. But we ain't gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the WNBA today, is what we're gonna talk about. And a couple of comments that you made earlier. Was it today? Yada?
some today, some yesterday.
Okay. In regards to the WNBA, I felt like they were a little disparaging. I felt like you was talking out of turn. And Monica McNutt,
Yes.
who is a journalist, broadcaster. She does some Knicks games. She does some WNBA games. She's on the come up. She's on the rise. I like her style. I like what she does. I like how she does it. She let Stephen A. have it respectfully.
Yep.
And I think that she was dead right, absolutely right. Um, Yada Bay, I definitely wanted to get your opinion on it. We
hmm
talked earlier today. She was like, "Yo, we got to definitely have this conversation." I'm like, "I'm with it." You know what I mean? So what are your thoughts in regards to what Stephen A. How he put his foot in his mouth again, and and what do you think that this says to the WNBA as a whole, and to basically just women's basketball, women's sports as a whole?
Uh, well, one, I would say this: I was extremely surprised to see a topic on First Take, about the WNBA, and that it was the at the top of the hour. They open up with a segment about Caitlin Clark. That's the hot topic. That's the hot thing. Everybody wants to talk about Caitlin Clark and how she's being treated in the WNBA. Well, the way I look at it, she's being treated like a rookie. She's being treated like a rookie who's coming into the league with high accolades that she hasn't really accomplished anything on a professional level yet. She's still riding off of all of the accomplishments that she, made in college, which is all respectful. I love her game. I like Caitlin Clark. No hate here, but it's the fact that they are force feeding us Caitlin Clark. They won't let people who are new, new eyes to the league, to generally, form their own opinion about her. They are getting other people's opinion forced upon them. So if you haven't seen or heard what happened, there was a conversation about a hard foul that was upgraded after the game to a flagrant one foul on Caitlin Clark by Kennedy Carter. Um, they was discussing this on First Take Monday with Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp, and they had Monica McNutt on there. So when I saw the setup with Stephen A. and Shannon and just Monica, in my mind, I thought, oh, these guys going to try to tag team her about this topic. But what actually happened is that Monica came in there and she just roasted Stephen A. You know, she basically left him speechless at the end of the segment. And if you know Stephen A., many people, don't leave him speechless at all. And he, as Left-Handed has said, he kind of put his foot in his mouth when he made a statement saying, well, who talks more about women's sports than me? And then it got silent, and Monica just had to look at him like, well, you don't talk women's sports like that. Not on any of your platforms. Not on First Take or even his podcast. And he had a dumbfounded look on his face. And the only thing he could have said was wow, because it was the truth. That was the God honest truth. Nobody has been talking about the WNBA on national TV like that. We may get a couple of segments from, Skip. Skip will say, he'll have a topic or two about it. I even heard, Colin Cowherd occasionally bring it up. But on First Take, on ESPN, on the network that broadcasts WNBA games, they don't talk about it at
They're
all.
allergic to the WNBA when it
They don't
comes to
talk about it at
talking
all.
about
And if
sports.
they do talk about it, it's during one of the little quick take segment where they just flash it on the screen, say about two words, and then they go back to talking LeBron or the
Tom
Cowboys
Brady,
or whatever.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. So for him to put that out there and to think that she wasn't going to call him out on his BS, he was wrong. And
Absolute dead
I
wrong.
stand
Yep.
10 toes deep down with Monica. Super
Absolutely.
respect with
Salute.
her. And
Salute.
then today he tried to double down because not only did he have Monica, but then he also bring in Sinead Abumake, to try to have his back. But that backfired because, bro, you don't know anything about women's sports. And then he tried to flip this script by trying to make it racial, trying to make it a black and white thing. And when he when he was talking that, and I'm thinking, I'm like, well, this is crazy because the reigning league MVP is Breanna Stewart, who is white, you know? So you can't say that it's because, the black girls are jealous of Caitlin Clark because she's white. That's ridiculous. They didn't have plenty white MVPs in this league. Diana Taurasi was an MVP. Sue Bird was an MVP. So you can't just say it's a black and white thing. What it is the fact that you guys are putting this one girl on a pedestal where you have several other talented rookies in this class. We were just talking about Cameron Brink up in
That's
LA,
right.
who's
That's
doing
right.
her thing. I was telling Left, I said, LA has turned into Block City. I said the last time was Block City in LA is when Lisa Leslie was there. But Cameron Brink, she out there shining on her own. They're not throwing no spotlight on her. You got Angel Reese in Chicago. She got the most offensive rebounds in the league. Not just among the rookies.
Let's go.
The league this season. Nobody's talking about her. You got Alyssa Pill up in Dallas doing her thing. She just dropped 24 points the other day. Vakia Jackson, also in LA with the Sparks, out there rocking it. It's so many other talented women in the class that unfortunately they're not getting the spotlight because everybody's so focused on Caitlin Clark. And it's bad because you see them on TV so much, but it's a bad product because the Fever is a bad team and it's kind of shedding a bad light on the league. For the new fans, they think that, oh, well, every team is like the Fever. They're not that competitive. They're not winning. But that's not the case. You got the Connecticut Sun who's undefeated.
That's right.
You got Atlanta Dream, balling. You got the New York Liberty balling, the Aces, who are back-to-back champions, balling. And then
that's all good. But back to Stephen A.
But Stephen A. He definitely put his foot in his mouth. He definitely needed to take a step back and just reevaluate what he's saying because. He think that because of who he is, he can just say what he wants to say, and that's it right there. His word is final.
I'm gonna say this, yo. I'm gonna say this like this: the fact that he had came back on after Monica McNutt told him what she told him, and she was absolutely dead right. Salute to her, right? Makes Stephen A. look even worse. About how if it wasn't, you didn't hear about Monica McNutt, you heard about it now, like insinuating it's because of you, Stephen A. Smith. We know about these women, you know what I mean, who choose to get in front of a microphone and do their thing. You know what I'm saying? So again, at the end of the day, it's not because of you, dog. And when you say who talks more about women and the WNBA and this and that than First Take, what you wanted to say is who talks about women in the WNBA more than I do. Because you're First Take, right, Stephen A. Smith? That's your baby, right, Stephen A. Smith? So when First Take gets the glory and the applause and the props and the clicks and the likes, it's all Stephen A. Smith. But when they stick their foot in their mouth, they stick their foot in some dog doo-doo, right? Now you got to get back on here and justify it. The ends don't justify the means in this scenario, my guy. Yeah, you Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, you got the platforms, but son, I've had conversations with you, B. Face-to-face conversations. We talked on ESPN radio. I remember these things. Basketball is your deal. I'm not mad at you. You've been rocking, and you let everybody know every chance you get, you've been rocking for 30 plus years doing the basketball thing. I dig it. It's cool. It's beautiful. But there's a baseball thing, a football thing, a women's basketball thing now that you got to do your homework on, B. And that's all we saying.
Yeah.
And for you to get on TV on your platform, who's going to stop you, right? You the HNIC, right? And when you get on there to try to justify it, like if it wasn't for Stephen A. Smith, we wouldn't hear of none of these women. None of these brilliant, articulate, intelligent, on topic, stand on business, right? And they got some scruples about themselves. They stay in their lane. I don't hear Monica McNutt talking about the Yankees. I don't hear Molly Querim talking about the Eagles.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because salute. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's salute to the salad bar and all that. But I'm on one, yo. And for real, man, Broski's absolutely right. I know Windwalker got something to say. What up? What up, yo? What's the deal? I see you out there. Where you at? Where you at, man?
Hey, man, I'm out in the cabins, man. I just wanted to tap in right quick and give y'all a shout out, and let y'all know y'all straight on point. Stephen A was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just going to be on here a few seconds. I just wanted to shout out Yada for being stand up and letting them know what's real.
Yeah.
Because this is what's real down in sports talk. And we get to the nitty gritty. It ain't about no ratings and all that. We get to the nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? We'll give you a shout out,
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Left, you always keep it 1,000 wow. You know what I'm saying? And where the chips fall, that's where they fall. Send me the email, Stephen A. Emails. I'm up in the cabin.
Send them over here.
Yeah, you see, I'm up in the cabins.
MCKip@gmail. You already know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just want to tell y'all, hey, y'all do y'all thing. I got to get up out of here, man.
All right, man.
I'm at the cabins, man.
Man.
Relaxing. Yeah, peace.
Keep it
Yankees.
trill burger, my guy. Keep it trill
Yankees.
All right, let's go.
But
Windwalker to the house
yeah.
from a undisclosed location, doing his thing. You know what I mean? Oh, is he still there? Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's Windwalker, y'all, in the building down in Sports Talk. But yeah, we ain't finished. Stephen A. we ain't finished. Not by a long shot. You gonna get this work.
Speaking, of the WNBA, for people who are new, to this league, the WNBA is a extremely aggressive league. It has been super competitive and aggressive from day one, because at any given day you can lose your spot. That's why these women go so hard, because they can be on the court today, back home tomorrow. It's not like the NBA.
Word up.
Exactly. It's not like the NBA. When the season starts, you're not saved. You can still be cut. And you can be, and someone can still pick you up. You can be cut and signed. So when you see this aggressive play on the court, it's because they have to. They every minute, every second really counts for these women on the court. I think Matt Barnes, he also made a very solid point. When we talk about Caitlin Clark, is that when these things happen to her, you don't see her teammates rally around her. So that says something about her as an individual person, because why when you get knocked down, your teammate don't rush to pick you up, to help you back up, or when you get knocked down like that, generally one of your bigs, somebody will come in and try to be like the enforcer. I got your back, but we don't see that. We have seen it with several other teams. When someone get knocked down, teammate come help pick them up, or it might be some pushing and shoving, but you don't see that happen with the Fever. And it could be because the Fever is a young team, and maybe they don't have that in them yet. They don't have that dog in them yet. Aaliyah Boston, she's not like a enforcer type of player.
Right. I was going to say, it sounds better coming from you. It sounds better coming from you. Absolutely.
She's not aggressive. Just
salute to my man Sean Black. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's the truth. Nalisha Smith, another one. She's not really that aggressive. It don't seem like they are fighters, and maybe that's something that they're missing on the team, or or it is how it's going to be. But when you see other teams, for example, the Chicago Sky, they took the characteristics of their head coach. We all know who Teaspoon is. Teresa Weatherspoon, uber aggressive for the New York Liberty. She was always up in your face, super defense, very tough defensive player, super aggressive, always in anything. But when you look at the Fever coach, she don't give you that, aggressiveness on the sidelines. She's extremely laid back. And I said it before, I don't think she's the right coach for the team, because the team is the reflection of the coach. And this is now going to be the second year, the second year in a row where they had the first overall pick.
And they ain't do nothing.
And they still, you bring in Caitlin Clark. You had Aaliyah Boston, who was rookie of the year last year. She was balling out last year. This year, you bring in Caitlin. Aaliyah takes an extreme step back.
Yes.
And everything is
unnecessarily, might I add.
Yeah, and everything's going through Caitlin, and she's out here, she said it herself, she's out here getting hammered. And respectfully, that's the league. You're a rookie. You're going to get beat up. Anybody who played professional sports or any type of sports, when it's your first year, when you're the newest player out there and you have all of these vets, you're going to get beat up on. You're going to get beat up on. I mean, the greatest basketball player in the world, that people always say, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan used to get beat up by the Pistons, by the Celtics, by the Sixers, every year. In his first 6 years in the league, he was getting beat up. And guess what? Nobody was crying about it. Nobody cried about it because that was the league. That was sports.
That's what happened. Right.
You the new shiny toy. So we gotta get some nicks on you. So I just feel like
pun intended. You did there.
I just feel like people need to sit back and learn their WNBA history. Go on YouTube. Right. Look at some of those games in the early 2000s, okay? Like I said, I have seen Candace Parker they get choke slam on the floor and start a fight. We have seen Brittany Griner out there throwing blows. Like there have been several fights.
That's
right. This league has been always this aggressive, and it's going to continue until there's more teams, because there's so much talent in this few spots for these ladies. So it's a dog fight every year, every game. They're fighting.
Literally for their lives and livelihoods and stuff.
And maybe Caitlin needs to adjust her game. Maybe she gotta get tougher. All that soft, sweet stuff that was happening in Iowa last year, it's not gonna fly here in Indiana. That don't fly here no more.
You're not the woman no more. You're the low person on the total pole and all that.
And exactly.
We're gonna definitely get some more into this conversation, but we're gonna move on to the other side of the basketball world. The 2024 NBA Finals are upon us Thursday night. Game 1 tips off. I know we talked about it a little bit last week. Now I think since we know what we're dealing with, we can get a little bit more in depth. And we're going to each pick a person. We're going to pick a person that we think is going to be either X Factor, MVP candidate, or just someone that will be an important part of this particular series. Bosky, who you got? What's your analysis of the series? And who do you think the most important person in this series will be?
Well, I got Dallas in 6 games. I can't root for the Celtics. I'm a Sixers fan. That's blasphemy. I can't root for the Celtics. But I do expect this to be a pretty good series. One of the main reasons why I'm picking Dallas is because, one, I don't trust the Celtics. We watched them in the Eastern Conference Finals. Did they look impressive? No, they did not. That series could have easily went 6 games because the Celtics was keeping the Pacers in each of those games. The Pacers, if the Pacers had a closer they could have easily won that series because the Celtics kept them in there. The Celtics have an issue with making things tougher than they have to be. They could have closed out. They can't close out games. And you think, oh well, I'm just hating. But when you look deep into the team and deep into the numbers, and you'll say, oh well, Jason Tatum had like 28 points, but he had 28 points off of like 32 shots. They don't add up, Like my man would just be shoot. Like he'll go like 10 to 32 or something like that. It's like, well, all right, yeah, he had 38 points, but look how many shots it took him to get 38
he took
points.
1,000 shots, right?
Yeah, and then also when he doesn't have a really good offensive game, he disappears on the defensive side. So he actually, takes himself out of the game sometimes. So that's why I can't really trust the Celtics. On the flip side, I'm looking forward to seeing Kyrie Irving complete his revenge tour. I think that we'll see a more consistent Kyrie than we have seen in the playoffs. The series against like Minnesota and OKC. He had a better series with Minnesota, but I just need it consistently. Game 4, he didn't really show up in the fourth quarter. He got really cold, but he came out firing all cylinders in Game 5. If I see a more consistent Kyrie, I think it's going to leave a lot of trouble for Boston. But the MVP is going to be Luka. I feel like Luka. To me, this kind of reminds me of the Dirk Nowitzki Mavericks when they went through the finals. When they beat Miami, the Mavs went through. They went through a gauntlet of opponents. The Celtics had a super easy path to the finals. And I feel like Luka is. I think Luka is ready to win a championship, and I think the Celtics, once again, close but no cigar. And I think they're going to have a lot of conversation in the off season about maybe breaking up the Jalen and the Jason up. I just don't see it happening for them this year. And I think the key, the X factor of this series is going to be coaching. And I think Jason Kidd is going to outcoach Joe because Jason Kidd has been in this situation before with the Mavericks as a player, going against an extremely talented young team, when they played Miami. So it's like they playing the Celtics, extremely talented, young. They got 2 young stars on their team. I feel like the Celtics. I feel like the Mavs is going to overcome it, and I think it's going to be Jason Kidd is going to be the reason why. How you feel about the series, Left?
We talked about it. I'm in the same boat with you. I can't see myself willing the Boston Celtics to an NBA title. That's now cipher. We're not doing that. So with that being said, I like the Dallas Mavericks, and I think Dallas is going to probably make it a little bit easier than people think it's going to be. I think, they might get rid of Boston, if not in 5, it'll be in 6. I think the key to the series, outside of everything else, is going to be Kyrie Irving and his motivation and his defense. I think Kyrie Irving, he said it before that when he's in these situations, when he gets to expound the energy, when he get the effort, you know what I mean, on both ends of the floor. I think that's going to show, improve, and reflect in what Dallas does, especially defensively against, the Jaylen Browns and the Jason Tatums of the world. I think that Dallas is going to come hard at Porzingis. He's just getting back into a flow, so he's supposed to be ready for Game 1. But I think the lively guys and all of those guys is coming at. They be coming at Porzingis and those guys in waves. So I think I think that Dallas is going to win this series. And the worst beating that Boston Celtics take, the worse it's going to be for them in the offseason. Now, if it's a tough fought series and Boston gets the short end of the stick, and they, Tatum and Brown and those guys and Porzingis, they played well as a tandem. They said, well, hey, maybe we can make a run at it next year and make it do what it do. But if Dallas wins this series in like 5 games, and none of them are really, close. I mean, I'm not talking 20-point blowouts. I'm talking like maybe 8-9 point wins. You know what I mean? Yeah. Dallas just makes Boston look bad, right? Then I think that they're going to have some problems. There might be a situation, up there in Boston. But back to the series, I like this NBA Finals as a great matchup. The Dallas Mavericks are in the finals. Salute to them. A lot of people didn't think this was going to happen, but I have to take my hat off again to YADABEAR, because before the playoffs even started, Bowski was like, the team to watch is the Dallas Mavericks. And here they are in the NBA Finals. So again, I think Kyrie Irving is going to be the key. I think that how he plays is going to play into what happens with the Luka Doncic thing. I think he's going to get his, but I think he's going to be a focal point of what Boston is going to try to do as far as stopping Dallas. They're going to try to stop Luka Doncic, but then what you going to do with Kyrie Irving? And Kyrie's on his revenge tour. Is he going to burn some sage? You know what I mean? When they get is he going to burn some sage? Is he going to give it to the Boston crowd, because they're going to try to give it to him? But this is his stage.
This definitely is his stage.
This is his stage. This is Kyrie Irving's time right here. This is what he plays for.
Kyrie shines in the finals. People forget.
The question was before, could Kobe, rest in peace, get one without Shaq? He did that. LeBron got one without Kyrie. Kyrie get one without LeBron, and then he gets it with the next guy that's in line to take over that throne and mantle as the quote unquote face of the league, the guy. And an NBA championship in Dallas, who saw that coming?
Yeah.
They're the ones that made it out of the West, out of the OKCs and the Denvers, you know what I mean? The Minnesotas and all those guys, the Golden States, the Lakers, Dallas, the Mavericks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So salute to them, man. And again, I think it's going to be, 5, 6 is stretching it for me. YADABEAR says she likes the Mavericks in 6. But yeah, my X factor is going to be Kyrie Irving's defense.
He's an underrated defender. Very
underrated. And again, they didn't think that the Dallas Mavericks were going to be able to mesh. Because remember, there's a whole lot of talk about, this is not going to work. And Kyrie and Luka going at it. They don't like each other. Whoop-de-woo. Get your popcorn. Because I think, that when the series, in Boston, it's going to be crazy because Kyrie Irving's going to go off.
Oh, yeah. Those Boston fans is going to be right and ready. They always bring up when Kyrie flipped them off. And they always bring that up.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
So don't forget. So they going to be.
Yep.
Listen,
so it's going to be
we
crazy.
already know how Boston get down.
Yep.
We already know how they get down.
It's going to be definitely crazy. What do you think in regards to Porzingis? Him just coming back. I think, is he going to be a factor, or is he going to have to, work himself into kind of like game shape to get ready? Because he's been working out and getting his thing together. But do you think he's going to be ready for that spotlight, just jumping right back into it? The NBA Finals.
I think it's going to be a adjustment. I think he's going to have to work his way back into it. It's going to be an adjustment for the whole team because. They were so used to playing without him. You get used to playing without a person who's been gone for he's been gone for a couple months. So he's going to have to work his way back in. The team may look a little off, and he's just going to have to trust that calf. Hopefully, he's not rushing to get back just to play in the final, because we see what happened when people have calf injuries and rush back. KD with the Warriors, and next thing you know, you pop it again, and you miss damn near a whole year because you rush your way back.
Going through the same thing all over again. Absolutely, that's right. So, Thursday night, game 1, NBA Finals. You know what I mean? We're in June. We finally made it all the way from opening night. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They talk about Victor Wembanyama. You know what I mean? And so now here we are with Game 1 of the NBA Finals taking place Thursday night at the TD Garden. So it's gonna be a scene
Yeah, it
from the
is.
door in the NBA Finals. You know what I mean? Down in Sports Talk, man, we in the building Tuesday night doing what we do. Now we gonna get to the part that Browski likes. She likes to talk about her Phillies, and I kind of want to get the vibe because I heard Reese Hoskins was in the building, or he's still in the building with the Milwaukee Brewers in the series with the
Yep.
Phillies.
Yep.
What's going on? How was the comeback? How was the return of Reese Hoskins? How was the fan reaction? And I heard he hit a home run.
Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday was game one of the series, and he got a standing ovation when he came in. Much respect. We love Reese here. Reese was here during the time where we was bad. We just had Reese and Aaron Nola, and it was a young Aaron Nola, and Reese was here for many years. When we was just bad out here, and he was a part of that uptick. We got when Reese been here, and then we brought in Bryce, and
I hate you, Steve Tower.
yeah, and he was a part of that. So we have real love for him. So when he came in, they had standing ovation. He showed love. Um, they had a funny moment where he stole second base, from JT, but then he tried to but then he got thrown out at home couple plays later. So that was like a little funny thing. And then he came in seventh, and he hit a solo home run over Aaron Nola. That was the only score yesterday. We beat them yesterday 3-1. But I mean, Reese is Reese. Reese gonna hit home runs. That's what Reese Hopkins do. And it's nice to see him. But guess what? That's the game. You know, that's the game. You move on to another team. Yesterday was it was all love. Now today is now it's back to business. This is business now.
All right.
But
All right, let's
but
get to the real. Let's get to the
but
real
when we
deal.
get to the real nitty gritty
It's
about my
June.
Phillies.
Talk about June. You know what happens in June with your team.
Oh well, June is when Jimmy, we start heating up.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Jimmy, that's when the
I
bats
talk
start
with her
getting
head. You
on
talk with her hands
fire.
now. She doing all of this.
Yeah, I
Go
don't
ahead.
know what to do with my hands, but you know how June get. But right now, I don't know. This is gonna be a different June to me because we started out so high already. This is Jimmy the time where it's like we start really ramping up the points and the wins, but it's like we already started out hot. So I feel like this June it may be a little bit of a cool down. My thing is we're not going to win every series. It's 162 games. You're not going to be 162 and that's crazy. But when we talk about all-star voting, I mean, you could vote my whole bullpen in there if you want to. We can have Ranger, you can have Zach, you can have Aaron. It's crazy how good this pitching is. And right now, they got Ranger Suarez as number one. I'm voting for Cy Young right now. He got one of the lowest ERA in baseball. And then you look at my man Alec Bohm, who this year has really come out his bag, and leaders are RBIs on the team. He's really coming to form. His his batting average, up there in high threes. So he really is coming into himself. Always Bryce Harper is always a name that's always thrown out there. But I don't really care about the All-Star game. You know what I care about? I care about the World Series. I care about getting into the postseason and getting to the big dance. All-Star voting and All-Star game, that's all fun. But no. I'm looking forward to October. So I'll let you go ahead and you throw in your
already
Aaron
go.
Judge and you want and I'm not hating on them because they out there balling.
We got the
I
best
keep
record.
it.
Best record in baseball. Like
I keep it. I see what's happening.
Best
That's how I
rotation.
feel here.
Best rotation in the American League. No Gary Cole. You know what I mean? Starters we have assignment.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this gonna add more to what we're doing right now. best run differential. Haven't lost a series in a month. See, and if I'm Aaron Boone, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just gonna sit back and let it and watch my team work. Juan Soto has been, Juan Soto, right? But the surprise to me, and I'm gonna say a surprise that I didn't expect it, was Giancarlo Stanton. I'm usually, when I'm watching the Yankees out, crucial situations, I'm expecting for this guy to, take the air out the balloon, but not this year. And I think that adds on to it. And everything else that's going on with us right now. No DJ LeMahieu, he's back right now, but we had him for, he's been gone for the majority of the season. I'm just proud of us right now. But like you said, and where have I heard that before? We don't play for June. We play for October.
Play for October.
Again.
And wait a minute. And on cue, Alec Brown just hit a home run.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. But I just think that when you talk about it, we're doing good right now. My all-star votes right now, if I was, voting for the Yankees, of course, it'd be, a vote would go to Soto. And I think Clay Holmes needs to be on that pitching staff of the American League. The Yankees are going to do the Yankees. I'm just feeling like we're playing better baseball than we have in the last few years. You know what I mean? When, we had that, the Astros thing going on, and guys were hitting in clutch spots and things of that nature. So, again, we're just playing baseball, having fun, making it do what it do. And, again, nothing to, write home about. We're in first place, you know what I mean? But, it's a lot of teams in first place in their divisions. You know what I'm saying? We won't talk about them, though, but, it just is what it is. And that's what we are right now. And we're gonna get into that. The All-Star game is next month, and we're gonna talk about it as we get closer to it. This is Down in Sports Talk. This weekend we got Adrian.
Before we move over to baseball, we gotta talk about your man who got a lifetime ban for gambling.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be more coming.
Well, I heard that there was also an investigation of some players in the minor leagues, one of them being a Philly, also getting in trouble for betting. Also, I just don't understand why don't these players
because they can't differentiate between betting, not betting on their own team. They think if they don't bet on their own team, is all good.
And this guy, he bet on his team. It wasn't like he wasn't making no money at all. It's just crazy. It's like each year we get a group of people that's going to get suspended.
And in all sports, right?
Betting. Yeah, right. And in sport, it's crazy. But I just want to throw it out there.
Absolutely. I feel you on that, Browski. To me, I'm like, it's kind of a double-edged sword for me, man. I feel like, you're not supposed to do it. But I feel like if you're not doing it in your sport, for example, if I'm a baseball player, if I want to bet on a football game, so be it. What the hell do I know about football? You know what I mean? That's so if I want, if I want to bet on the basketball game, what the hell is that? Who am I hurting? I'm a baseball player. If I'm going to bet on the Super Bowl, who am I hurting? You know what I'm saying? But I get it. It's the integrity. But please don't miss me with that integrity shit. No integrity. Word. We don't want to talk about integrity when you got these. I'm not going to lose my religion on our show, but Pete Rose needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, I agree.
Pete Rose needs to be in the Hall of Fame, regardless. You know what I mean? They can talk to you, beat you in the head all day long about, he was bad for the sport. How was he bad for the sport? When y'all let that man get 4,256 hits.
Exactly. Speak on it.
How was he bad for the sport?
Speak on it.
When he was part of one of the best teams ever, Big Red Machine.
Yep.
Right? So
Right.
again, y'all allow Pete Rose to play in Cincinnati. Y'all allow Pete Rose to play in Philly. Y'all allow Pete Rose to play in Montreal.
Yep.
Y'all allow Pete Rose to be the manager of the Cincinnati Reds. Y'all did that.
Sure did.
Me and Yadabear didn't do it.
Nope.
Y'all did it. Major League Baseball.
Yep.
Bowie Kuhn, rest in peace. Bart Giamatti, rest in peace. Like, they did that. And now look at what we're doing today. These dudes are just out in the open, not necessarily out in the open, but Yadabear. If their name is plastered all over the place and getting banned for life, they out in the open.
They out in the open. But what's so crazy to me is they can find these players that are betting, but what about these refs that's betting on the game and these umps? Because they are the ones that are really
messing up the integrity of the game.
Yeah, they are the ones that are truly messing up the integrity of the game. Those guys, but it's so funny that they can never find that.
They never
can find the players.
But they can give us a 2-minute report about what they seen after the fact.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's the stupidest thing in sports. The 2-minute report is stupid.
It is. It is.
It makes no sense. It makes us feel like, you know, we're watching is either been preordained already in some kind of way, or you try to flip the script or manipulate it where until it's like it's not what you're seeing.
Yeah.
How can it be not what we're seeing when you seeing the same thing? You're 2 feet away
with a million cameras.
This is Philly to New York. What are we doing here?
Yeah, with a million
and
cameras.
You can't get the call right. But then after the fact, the 2-minute report. Oh yeah. By the way, we messed up that call.
Can't change it.
I'm waiting for somebody to, and again, I'm not, you know, advocating nothing, but it's you got to catch somebody on a bad day. One of these referees, umpires, officials, going to catch somebody on a bad day, and something's going to happen because absolutely, it's getting too out of hand, and the referees feel like they're part of the game. They feel like they have to involve themselves in the game.
Yeah.
And they're wrong.
They're wrong.
We're not gonna get into all the camera angles and the cameras, and we're not even gonna get into that.
Yeah.
Because that just makes the shit look even worse.
Yeah.
But again, I think Pete Rose needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Too much time has gone by. You know what I mean? Let that man live. And again, you play yourself. If anything unfortunate may have happened, and it's too late. While he's still here, whatever the case may be, then you want to. He was a great. Nah. Yeah, then we're gonna really get on here and talk about you.
Yeah.
No, really get on here and talk about you, because you got a whole bunch of criminal-minded, deviants, racists in Cooperstown right now. Chilling. Yep. Plaques, awards, citations, all of that. And you got Pete Rose on the outside looking at it. He got the most hits ever in the game. And you can't take it from him.
Can't take it.
Like you took Reggie Bush's Heisman. You can't do that.
Nope.
You can't. You can't do that. See? You can't just arbitrarily just say, okay, we're going to snatch it from you because we feel like you don't deserve it. That's what they try to do to Pete Rose. They've been doing it for 25 years plus.
Yep, and counting.
And counting. So, again, I'm not really, to me, it's just a flash in the pan. He got bagged. It's going to be somebody else later on that's going to get bagged for the same thing. Whatever. But they need to do a better job, MLB, of explaining to these youngsters maybe some this in the translation. You know what I mean? Like, look, man, this is not allowed. You can't do this. Whoopty-woo. And I'm not saying anything or advocating nothing, but if you know some people that know some people who know some people, do a show Tiny on them. Do old Tiny on them. You know what I mean? And the only thing between you and Otani, you ain't gonna need no translator, because you're gonna know exactly what the book you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, I'm gonna let that go. Down in Sports Talk, we're in the building every Tuesday with this one right here. YADABEAR's in the building as usual, doing it, holding it down. Any quick report on Eagles? Anything you want to talk about real quick before we get up out of here in a few?
Um, let's talk. Can we please talk about Deontay Wilder
Oh yeah,
getting the brakes beat off of him?
he got put in the spin cycle.
He didn't know where he was at.
Mm-hmm. Let's go back.
I don't understand why they even had him fighting this guy. No, Deontay, he's not even built like a heavyweight anymore. You know, can we call him a heavyweight anymore? Because he doesn't even look like one. It was embarrassing. It was super embarrassing. I think it's time for him to hang it up. You know, he did his thing. You know, I have always said that I don't really look at him as a boxer. I look at him as a fighter. He's a brawler. You know, he could have been so much better than what he is. I don't think he has that overhand right. I think it's time. I think it's done. I think it's time for him to hang up his gloves and just leave on his own accord instead of getting retired, you know, and being punch drunk. Because what I saw, I said, this is crazy. I don't know. How you feel about Wilder?
You know. You know. No, but I don't know. You know.
I don't know.
Listen, man. Browski's, she speaks her mind. She tell it like it is. But yo, I'ma tell it like a T.I. is. Check this out. Deontay Wilder should have stopped after the Fury trilogy. He should have called it a day after that. Right? Mm-hmm. Deontay Wilder came into the game. We know the story. You know what I mean? His daughter, respect.
Yes.
Dealing with that spina bifida, I think.
Yeah.
And he's doing it, getting the money to make sure that his daughter is cool. That's beautiful. I get it. For me, know when to say when. If that's what it's about for you, then do that and then get out while getting is good. Like Rowski said, have all your faculties together before it's too late. You want to retire from the game. You don't want the game to retire you. Absolutely, right? I think that the people now are hawking on the story of how, and the reasoning that he did this thing. Okay. He came into the game late, wasn't really the most talented dude in the world. He was like a one-trick pony. Now looking back at it, it's a one-trick pony, right? He got all the accolades as a heavyweight champ. The one fight that would have made or broke Deontay Wilder's career never happened. The one fight that would have made or broke Deontay Wilder's career never happened. He was supposed to fight Anthony Joshua, was supposed to be the big, super, mega heavyweight fight. They talked about it. They hemmed and hawed about it. They was this and that. Yeah. Deontay didn't necessarily blow the situation. Anthony Joshua blew that.
Yeah.
Because he got beat up by Ruiz.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that. We talk about Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder was a great champion. But would I put him up there in the pantheon of great champions? No. Hell no. Mm-mm. Who did Deontay Wilder beat?
Nobody, because that fight was with Fury.
I'm still waiting. Who did Deontay Wilder beat? Who was the best fight that Deontay Wilder fought?
Because the first fight they said it was a draw, but I was like, I said no. Tyson beat him, and then he beat him the other two times.
And then we saw the rest. Absolutely, Kimmy.
Yeah, so it was like, all right.
You know what I mean? So again, I don't really want to. I'm not going to put Deontay Wilder on an echelon with like a Lennox Lewis, even a Lennox Lewis. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I respect Lennox Lewis. You know what I mean? He got, embarrassed a couple of times, went to Africa, got beat up. Then he came back and avenged that. But I'm not gonna put Deontay Wilder on that pantheon, man, because beating up Bermain Stervain and what's the other dudes that he was fighting?
Ortiz.
Yeah, Ortiz. Come on, yo. Like that's not Hall of Fame material, B.
Yeah.
It's not. That's not a Hall of Fame resume, son. Who was on Deontay Wilder's resume outside of Tyson Fury, who he fought 3 times?
Yeah. And lost all 3 times.
And absolutely. Who? So when you tell me about, Deontay Wilder is a Hall of Fame, why? It's a great story. A movie might be made out of it in 5 or 10 years.
Yeah, I can see
what
that.
I mean? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But as far as him being in the pantheon of great heavyweights, you put Deontay Wilder in a heavyweight tournament with the Joe Lewises and the Bears and the Schmellins and the Alis and the Nortons and then you would last 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You would last 5 minutes.
Exactly.
So again, at the end of the day, for all Deontay Wilder, my guy, this is from me, left-handed at RMDes on Twitter. Right. I respect what you did for the game. You brought, a little bit of flamboyancy to the sport. But I think that your energy, your will, your lust, your hunger, your love, your desire for the sport was beaten out of you by Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your passion for the game. You know what I mean? You realize that you stood toe to toe with this man. You knocked this man down. This man got up. You know what I mean? He ate your best punch. I think, and that encapsulates the whole thing.
Yeah.
When he got up like the Undertaker, when Tyson Fury got up like the.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow. I said,
it snatched Deontay Wilder's soul. It snatched his soul. It snatched his soul. Literally, Browski.
He gave him everything.
If you remember when he knocked Tyson Fury down, Tyson Fury was laid out, stretched out on his back.
Yeah, I thought it was over. I thought it was done.
Wilder was turned around, had his back to Fury.
Yeah.
Thought the fight was basically over.
Yeah.
This dude rose up like the Undertaker.
Got right back up.
It got right back up, and Deontay Wilder's like,
He did beat the brakes out of Wilder.
and there you go. The rest is history.
Yeah.
So Deontay Wilder, man, to go out like that, man, to go out to Saudi Arabia, man, and go out like on your shield like that.
Something about the Saudi Arabia fights, man.
It's not a good look, my guy. And again, people talk about, he shouldn't retire. Yes, he should.
I think he should.
Absolutely.
Don't get retired, just retire.
Right. You know what I mean? So again, Adrian Broner and Blair Cobbs fighting this weekend. Not really paying no attention to it. They just doing a lot of talking. They got the mummy up there, Don King. He's a mummy now and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yo, he look crazy.
Yeah, he's a mummy. Looked like the crypt. He looked like the crypt keeper for real.
Crazy. I was like,
he looked like the crypt keeper, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really don't have an interest in this fight. I wouldn't be surprised if anything happened. If Cobb get knocked out in the first round, I wouldn't be surprised if Adrian Broner. But I think that to me, Adrian Broner is more focused than he ever was in his career. When he was trying to do the loudmouth thing and he was trying to be Floyd Jr. and this and that and the third, it wasn't really working for him. Because, again, another fighter's heart got snatched when Marcus Maidana. Yeah, you know what I mean? And Adrian Broner had been right ever since. But he's trying. I'm not mad at him. He's trying to humble himself and do that in the third because, again, he's got these young bucks that's in the game, the Tate Davises, the Shakurs, these young dudes that's coming up, man. Adrian Broner is supposed to be in that spot that Floyd had. When Floyd left that spot, Adrian Broner was supposed to slide right on in there.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, things happened and, it didn't go like that. So now everybody's basically vying for that spot. You know what I mean? But with that spot comes a lot of responsibility. And also, you got to keep your O.
Yeah, everybody's so obsessed with
it. Kimmy. Yeah.
But what's crazy is when you look at the history of boxing, some of the greatest boxers of all times have losses.
Yes.
So
Some of
I
the
think.
greatest are absolutely YADABEAR.
So
Some of my
I think.
favorite fighters: Sugar Ray
Yeah.
Leonard, Muhammad
Yeah.
Ali.
Everybody lost. Everybody lost once in a while. So I think trying to keep the O is ridiculous because that's not boxing. Someone you're gonna have a bad day, you know. Somebody's gonna have your number. But speaking, of the young guys, like I said, we got Tank and Frank, June 15th. And as we stated, as I said before, I'm always gonna rock with Tank. Even though I think Frank Martin, um, you know, this is his real challenge to see if he's on this level with the Tanks and the Shakurs and the Devins, Lomachenkos. This is a real test for Frank, and I don't think he's gonna pass it. I
I don't
think
think so either.
it's gonna be. I think Tank gonna come back and make an example and show people that I'm still a Tank. I've been away for a while, but I'm still the man. So I feel bad for Frank. I don't think
I
it's gonna
feel
be a
bad
good.
for him too.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a good outing for him. And I seen Frank.
Yeah, he
Have some
nice.
decent fights. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's nice. He had some real good fights, but I think this fight right here, I think this is
Yeah, he bit
stepping
off a
over
little
the
bit more than he
line
could
a little
chew.
too
Yeah,
soon.
yeah.
Came up to the plate a little too soon, little bro. It's not your time yet to be in this spotlight, and when them lights are shining brightest, I feel like he might find himself laying on that mat, looking up at the
A couple
lights.
of times.
Yeah.
We're in the building, man. Down in Sports Talk, man. You know what we do every Tuesday night. Now it's the part of the show. We're going overtime, y'all, but this is the part of the show where we get down on it. Let you know what's bothering us or what we rock it with as far as the world of sports or anything, man. Browski, what you getting down on this week?
Well, I'm gonna get down on my girls, Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collar. They are starting up a new league, a new 3-on-3 league called Unrivaled, which is going to happen after the WNBA season. They have partners with the likes of Carmelo Anthony, put some money up. It was a couple guys that put money up for this league to happen, and they're looking to do like a full court, but like a modified, like shortened full court 3-on-3 basketball league with some of the um, stars of the WNBA, some of the stars that have been let go of the WNBA. You got people out here who have no team, who's very talented, to try to avoid having to play international basketball so that we don't have another Brittany Griner situation. Try to keep people at home. So I'm really looking forward and seeing this league develop and seeing the players that's going to play. More women's sports. The women basketball hype train is in full force, and why not jump on it and create something else for women's sports? Hopefully, this right here will put the foot on the WNBA neck on expanding more teams, get more teams in the league, and expanding the season even more so that we don't have to create another league to coincide with the WNBA for these players to make money and to highlight their talents and have a platform where women who was cut from the teams or couldn't make the team have another place to play. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm excited that two players from the league took enough time out to create something for their fellow women. Not so that they can have someone else to highlight their talents. So I'm excited to see it. You know, when people was before the WNBA season started for the draft, everybody was like, "Oh, Ice Cube offered Caitlin Clark $5 million to play for the Big Three." Well, now we have our own Big Three, okay? Where if she decides to play, she can play with other talented women, 3-on-3, full court style. So that's what I'm gonna get down on. Can't wait to see it happen. I know right now they talking trying to get TV rights, you know. So they got a lot of stuff to still, you know, to iron out. But I'm excited for it, and I can't wait to see the league when it comes to life. What you getting down on today?
What I'm getting down on today is I got a bone to pick with the man. You can't be letting Dawn Staley, women's
I
premier
know.
executive chief basketball coach, Philly native,
Yes.
and yeah, you know, I'm not gonna say no names, but the man
Got in the way.
you gotta let some people be able to do their thing because
Yeah.
this would have been big,
It would have.
right? But there may be another chance.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying to the man, gotta look out for your people. You know what I mean? Look out for your people. How often does Dawn Staley come to town and you know be ready to chop it up with?
I know. I
You know
know.
what I mean? So that's my thing. I'm gonna get down on that. Man, you gotta do a better job, man. I'm speaking to the man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
And that's all I'm
Yeah,
gonna say.
man.
Down in Sports Talk, man. We're about to get up out of here, yo. You know we do every Tuesday night. Myself, YADABEAR, Win Walker. He's making syrup or pancakes or something. He's in the cabin or something. All right. We're gonna holler at y'all next week. Don't go to work, Kim. We out. All right.
Yeah. R.I.P. to the Rangers.
Go ahead, Browski.
I said R.I.P. to the Rangers. The
Yeah, man.
President's
All
Cup
right. Yo,
first lives on.
the Rangers. Yeah. And on
President's
that
Cup
note,
first.
yeah, President's Cup. I got my President's Cup right here.
Yeah, I bet you
Y'all
do.
Y'all be good. Y'all be good, man. We'll see y'all next week down in
Peace,
Sports Talk.
y'all.
Peace. That was a good one, Browski. That was a good one.